Hello everyone, it's Mhairi and today I have a December book haul for you. Technically when I am filming this it is November, so all these books were purchased in November but they are intended to be read in December, so this is sort of a book haul slash December TBR. Let's dive right in. So I have 8 new books to share with you guys, and I actually already spoke about one of them in my second-hand haul video, which I will link in the description box below, and that is this one, Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot Christmas. I won't go into detail about it because obviously I talked about it in the second-hand haul video. But basically, I'd been wanting to read Agatha Christie books for a while, and I went into a charity shop and saw this, and it was like fate. An Agatha Christie book, well, an Agatha Christie book that is set around the Christmas period, just as we're coming up to Christmas. Perfect. Next up, we do have another Christmas theme book that I also picked up in a charity shop, and that is The Christmas Books by Charles Dickens. One thing that I knew for sure this year was that I definitely wanted to read A Christmas Carol, and I happened to stumble upon this copy in a charity shop that had A Christmas Carol and 2 other Christmas themed stories by Charles Dickens, and it was only £1, so obviously I was going to buy it. A Christmas Carol is obviously a very well-known story, but I have never read it, and I have also never seen any of the adaptations of it, so I am really excited to delve into that story this month. And all that it says about the other 2 stories is each of these books is politically provocative and aims to stimulate the reader's pity and charity for the poor. But the tone is so intimate and the style so humorous that poverty and ignorance yield to generosity and compassion. And it also says that they celebrate the joys of the festive season. So, a bit intriguing, but really excited to see what they're about and to get into the Christmas spirit book style. Then we have 2 more books that I got in charity shops, and they are The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, which I picked up for £2, and Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel, which I got for 50p. Wolf Hall is a fictional story that is set in England during the reign of Henry VIII, and it is about Thomas Cromwell, who was the chief minister to the king, and he helped to bring around the annulment between Henry and his first wife so that Henry could marry the famous Anne Boleyn. And the story follows the rise and the fall of Thomas Cromwell. I believe that he was executed, but my knowledge about that particular man and that particular story is shady at best. However, I love all things Tudor related, and this book was actually praised by another author known as C.G. Sansom, who writes a series known as the Shardlake series, which also takes place in Tudor times and which I absolutely adore. So I trust that this is going to be right up my street. As for The Book Thief, this takes place in Nazi Germany, and it follows the story of a little girl called Liesel who lives with a foster family because her parents have been taken to a concentration camp, and she befriends the mayor's wife and begins to steal books from her library. And the thing that most fascinated me about this book is that it's narrated by Death, which I'm assuming is like the Angel of Death or the Grim Reaper or something along those lines. Obviously I've not read it yet, so I don't know for sure, but it just seemed like such an interesting concept, a story about a young girl that's narrated by death. Nazi Germany is a bit of a different time period for me in terms of books. The only book that I really read that takes place in that time is Anne Frank's diary, and obviously this is going to be quite a bit different from that, but really looking forward to reading it, really looking forward to delving into that time period, and yeah. So that is all the books from the charity shops, and now we move on to the books from Waterstones and the Works. And I actually managed to find a book that I really wanted in the Works for only £2, so naturally I picked it up, and that is The Familiars by Stacey Halls. This book takes place across the Pendle witch trials, and it follows a young woman called Fleetwood Shuttleworth, who is the mistress of a place called Gotharp Hall, and she is desperate to provide her husband with an heir, and then she meets this midwife called Alice who promises that she can make sure that she gives birth to a healthy child. But then Alice is drawn into the witchcraft accusations and things become really dangerous for both women. I love anything to do with witches, and in high school drama class we actually studied the Crucible, which takes place in the Salem witch trials, and I absolutely loved it. So I feel like this is going to be one of those books that's kind of like that I'm also going to love, and I just really cannot wait to dig into it. And then I have the 3 books that I got in Waterstones: the Betrayals by Bridget Collins, If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, and The Bookshop on the Shore by Jenny Colgan. The Bookshop on the Shore is actually one that I'd only heard about recently from a YouTuber called Darling Desi, who adores this book and says that it has really cozy vibes, which just sounds perfect for winter. And it follows the story of a single mum called Zoe who moves to a bookshop in Scotland, well, moves to help run a bookshop in Scotland, and the bookshop is owned by somebody called Ramsay, who is quite distant and moody, and she kind of starts to wonder if she's made the right choice, and I think eventually romance blossoms, and it just sounds exactly like Desi described it. Really cozy, really heartwarming, and very different to the books that I usually read, but I'm intrigued to see what it's like and to see if I like it. The Betrayals by Bridget Collins and If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio are actually books that I found on the Dark Academia tag on Instagram, and I love Dark Academia style books. The school setting, the mystery, the sometimes murder, it's very much my kind of story. If We Were Villains is the story of Oliver Marks, who's just been released from prison for a murder that he may or may not have committed, and the detective that put him away is retiring and wants to know what really happened a decade ago when the murder took place. So I think it kind of flashes back to the time period when the murder occurred, and it takes place in an elite conservatory. Oliver is a young actor. He's got a bunch of talented classmates. There's a bit of rivalry that turns ugly, murder occurs, and yeah, it's your basic Dark Academia style book. But the reason I was drawn to this book is because it has such vibes that remind me of The Secret History by Donna Tartt, which is what I'm currently reading and currently obsessed with. It is so good. So I'm really hoping that this will be kind of along the same lines and that I will enjoy it as much as The Secret History. Sorry about the sudden jumpiness, guys, my camera battery died, but I'm back now and let's talk about the final book. The Betrayals takes place in a school in the mountain, and it follows the story of Leo Martin, who was a student there many years ago, but he left after a mysterious violent tragedy, and then he returns to the school many years later and he senses this old connection with one of the female teachers called Claire Dryden, and it's all very mysterious and very dark academia. It definitely piqued my interest. Very interested to read that one and to see what the mysterious violent tragedy is and whether the sensed old connection has a reason. But yeah, and that is all the books. There is 8 in total that I am planning to read. Some of them are quite big, so I'm hopeful that I can get through them. And if I do get through them, I may add in some extra books, maybe some more Jane Austen, because I really enjoyed reading the Jane Austen books this month. And if you want to follow my progress and how I get along in reading all this, then you can follow me over on Instagram, which will be in the description box below. And if you would like to know about previous books that I've read and my opinions of them, then I will also leave my Goodreads account link below in the description. And thank you very much for watching. Please let me know in the comments what books you guys are planning on reading for the month of December, if any. Let me know if you have read any of the ones that I am going to be reading and what you think of them. And recommend me any books that you think I haven't read that I might like. Again, thanks for watching and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye for now.